Hi, and welcome to the second RoboHydra screencast. In this screencast, I'm going to show how RoboHydra can help you as a front-end web developer to ease your workflow, and I'm also going to show how to create a RoboHydra plugin from scratch. As a front-end developer, you care about the static files of a web application like the JavaScript and the CSS, but you don't care about the backend. If you can avoid it, it could be much easier to not have to have your own backend installed on your own machine, but you want to have your own copy of those static files like JavaScript and CSS. So RoboHydra allows you to have a server that will serve those static files that you care about from your local disk, but will proxy all the other requests to whatever server, say your development server. In this case, we are going to pretend that we are a front-end developer for the Opera.com website. So we are going to keep our own copy of the JavaScript files in the Opera.com-js directory, as you can see here, my menu.js and newsticker.js. And we want all the rest to be sent to the real actual Opera.com. So how do we do that? That's very easy, as we will see now. To create a new RoboHydra plugin, you create a directory under RoboHydra /plugins with the name of the new plugin that you want. In this case, we're going to call it Opera.com-dev. So then you create RoboHydra plugins. You create an index.js file inside that folder. So the plugin will need to require the RoboHydra heads, and you will need to use two different heads. You will need to use the file system head, and you will need the RoboHydra head proxy head. So now we need to define a function called getBodyParts. This function will have to return an JavaScript object that has the heads property, and the heads property is going to be an array of all the RoboHydra heads we want for this plugin. So we need first to make sure that all the static files are served from the static directory. In this case, what we want is that any request that comes to /js/ whatever else will be handled by this RoboHydra head, meaning those requests will be served as static files. So the document root, the directory that contains all the files that we want to serve, is here. As we saw, we have in Opera.com/js, we have those files. And the second RoboHydra head we need is the proxy. The proxy is going to listen in / for any other request. The order of the heads is important, so this one will, if it matches this mount path, will serve the request, otherwise this one will try. So this is not document root, this is proxy to, and we are going to proxy to the real Opera.com. Yeah, and also head host header set to true. So the request that is going to be proxied maintains the host header, and there won't be any problem with virtual hosts. So we have the plugin we want, and to load the plugin we need a very simple configuration file. The configuration file just has a list of plugins that have to be loaded. That will be name oops, operacom-dev is the name of the plugin that we want to load, and we don't really have any configuration for it. So that's it. That's all we need. So to load RoboHydra with this new plugin, we only have to call operacom.conf, like so. So you can see, if we go to localhost 3000, we will have opera.com loaded. But in this case, all the JavaScript files are going to be loaded from the local disk. So we can work on the JavaScript side of opera.com in this case, without having to install the whole opera.com development server or anything like that in our machine. So let's try something so you can see how it works. Let's create in operacom-js a silly JavaScript file. So we're going to go here and we go to hello.js, and we see that we have hello. And we reload and we get the new version of the file. So let's say, so you see how easy this can be to fix bugs or to make any changes. See that here the new sticker changes the news every 5 seconds. So let's say that we want to fix a bug or do any kind of experiment, and we want that to change much more often. So we just have to go to the copy of our file, new sticker, and we are going to change the delay to half a second instead of, whoops, half a second instead of 5 seconds. So now, if we reload opera.com, obviously we still have the new sticker every 5 seconds. Nothing has changed, of course. But if we load our own, we load RoboHydra, which will be opera.com with our own copy of the new sticker file, you would see, well, we have to reload. Yeah, you would see that now this is loading, this is changing every half a second. So that was that easy. We just have to create these two very simple heads. The first one to serve the static JavaScript files from the local disk, and the rest to just proxy everything else. And that's it. That's enough for this screencast. Thanks for watching.